Hello, and welcome to What Happens in This House Stays in This House Strength Over Silence podcast. I'm your host, Tammy Montgomery Dozier. Once again, I want to thank everyone for listening, and I am so excited. This week's podcast, I got a very special guest, my sister, my partner in crime, Jacqueline Grover. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
Hey, I am doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
That is good. So tell the world about yourself. Who is Jacqueline Grover?
Jacqueline Grover is a mother, a wife, a proud sibling, love my sisters and brothers beyond measure, my kids. I am also a member of SPA, which is Speaker Publishers and Authors Association, a member of the theater side of the house. I am the owner of Your Way Creations by Jay, which is a catering and event planning company. And one of my proudest feats is that I am a published author.
Yay! All right. So let me ask you this. So you say you are a caterer. Has the pandemic affected your business then?
It has, because people are really cautious and they're not willing to spend the money in a situation like this because you can only have so many people. So usually it's for events that are generally 50 and more. So now, because with what we have going on, you really can't have a gathering, or you shouldn't have a gathering that's beyond a certain size if you're going to go by what our officials are saying we should do.
Right. Shouldn't is the key word. Because
exactly.
I've seen quite a few with 50 or more going on. So yes. I do know that you are a manager in corporate America. How has it been for you working from home? I know not a lot of people are getting cabin fever, is driving them crazy. What about for you?
For me, I hate that the COVID-19 is present. I actually love working from home.
Okay.
And what I found is I'm a little OCD. And so I think that everything has its proper place. And so I'm very stringent when it comes down to that. So I have an office set up, which I already had prior to the pandemic. And I basically come upstairs. I have my hours of operation from 7 to 3:30. So I work till a certain time. I take a break. I work till another time, take my lunch. And then I work till I get off. The only thing I find that I do more, I work longer hours.
Okay.
This has been splendid. Yeah. This has been splendid for me. And I'm not really catching cabin fever because I'm not generally a real outdoorsy person. But from time to time now, I do want to change the scenery.
Exactly. I do understand that. So do you think that this is going to be the new normal, the work from home thing? You think it's going to be new?
I do. Until they get some kind of grasp on this, I do think that this is going to be the new normal. I also think it has given corporations an opportunity to see that working from home does actually work. And the fact that they were so apprehensive about it previously, they now know that it can be done.
Yeah, I know when I work from home, I work more from home than I did in the office because you have more distractions in the office. And at home, you can just get more done.
Yes, you get a lot more accomplished.
So with this age of the Black Lives Matter movement, I've seen and I've heard a lot of different people saying that their work environment have changed and they're addressing these type of topics more. Have they done that at your office?
They have, and they've actually had some meetings where they allowed everybody to dial in and they had panels. And I initially, when they had our first one, my mindset was not in the proper place because I felt like I don't want to hear somebody sitting and talking at me about something and nothing's going to change.
Right.
And so I went into it kind of with a negative mindset, but because I am management, I said, okay, but I'm going to do this because I know this is something that I need to do so that I can at least have all the facts. But I was pleasantly surprised that the panel that they had, people were very transparent, and some of the stories that they told and the realities, it was phenomenal. And I believe that some of our top leaders are really putting in the work to try to change things.
So do you believe that this is going to be a moment or a movement? A moment meaning that it's just going to last temporarily, or a movement where you think that the change is going to be lasting, everlasting, or, longer than just about a year or two, but it's going to be part of the corporate policy?
I think it could be either.
Okay.
But I think that it depends on us.
Yeah.
It will only be a moment if we let it come and go.
Right.
It can be a movement if we take active part in it and we push the issue and not let it come and go like it generally does. So there is some onus on our part to make sure that we do our piece to make sure that it's not a moment.
That is true. That is very true. So you did say that you do some work. You have a book. You work in a theater. You write plays. I know all these things about you. How did you get started in the arts?
I got started in the arts, wasn't really interested other than going and maybe seeing a play here or there. My husband was very deeply rooted into it. And I started by going to rehearsals with my husband.
Okay.
And I was just trying to be supportive and going to rehearsals with him, going to the shows and different things like that. And that's how I got started, because there was a shortage and they needed a person to fill in. And I wound up filling in to help out. And so that's how I initially came into it. However, my sister Yolanda was doing a lot of things at our church. And I participated in some plays that she had written and some that she had directed. And so I had a little bug, but not a bite.
Okay, like you do now.
Right.
Okay.
So it's quite different now. And that is generally how I started, between church and just kind of tagging along with my hubby.
Well, I do know that you are extremely, extremely passionate about the theater, and you are extremely talented.
Thank you.
And knowing that, with you and I working together, we come across a lot of people that are so talented and they do a great job, but a lot of times they don't go any further than us. Sometimes you're like, oh, wow, you like show ready, you Broadway ready. What advice you have to people that come into that type of environment and they want more, but they seem to be holding themselves back?
One thing that I've learned and noticed from, first of all, you've got to be genuine. Sure. I think that without being genuine, it is a waste of time. You have to be humble. And I think that and have a all around good attitude, because so many times you see people and they are beyond talented.
Oh my God, yes.
And you're thinking, why are they not any further until you work with them?
Yes.
And all of their little idiosyncrasies and their diva pieces come out. And then you're like, oh, that's why you're nowhere. Yes. That's why you can't, because you don't have the capacity to know when to shut up. Yes. I'm just keeping it real. When to be quiet, when to sit, when to just learn. A lot of times people think they've already arrived.
Yes.
And so there's nowhere for them to go because they think they've already arrived. And so they don't take on, or I watch, even with all the performing that you and I do, I know that every time we go on the stage, we're still nervous.
Exactly.
And people think that sometimes when they get so good, they think they're so good that they don't need to practice.
Yep.
When you don't need to practice anymore, you've already failed.
Yes. And we've worked with like Tony nominated people who have arrived, and they are nothing like the people who haven't. We work with some people that have arrived, and they are the most genuine, nicest people.
Yes,
but
they are.
But the people that are starting out, it's like, oh my God. Like,
let me say this. There's one young lady that I just love her to pieces, and that's Felicia Fields.
Yes. Oh God.
Felicia has done some phenomenal things.
Yes.
But when I say that she is the most down to earth, loving person that I have ever met.
Yes.
And just has a heart of gold. And then she just sits and she doesn't have to, and just gives you like these pieces of wisdom and say, hey, you can do that. Hey, you're
Yes.
this, you're that. And you look at people like that, and then you watch somebody else who hasn't even been around the corner and back. And they're sitting there looking at you and talking to you like you're nothing.
Right, exactly. And whenever, Felicia, whenever we do get with her, she is just always so welcoming. I don't care. You can ask her about whoever, wherever.
Yes.
And she sits down and she talks to you and she pushes you to be the best you. And that is what I love about her. And she's been on Broadway. She's done it all. And some people.
She's been in TV,
yes.
just everything. But you would never know any of that.
No.
Just by talking to her. She's just, as she said, I'm just Felicia.
Exactly. And that's the part that I do love about the theater. But you, young lady, you have a play that you've written. Well, you've written a part 1 and a part 2. And then you've also written a book 1 and book 2. So which came first, your play or your book?
And the first time, the play came first.
Okay.
And I never had any intentions. I always have wanted to be the support person.
Right.
I am not one that has to be out in the front. And I know because I can be kind of loud and funny and rambunctious. People
you can
think
be loud?
that.
Really? Oh my God.
Whatever. People think that that's just my personality. Mm-hmm. And it is to a degree, but on the other side of it, it really is not. So I wanted to just help everybody, and you guys did your plays first, and I just wanted to jump in and just be there to help and do everything I could to make your project a success. Mm-hmm. And so I never had any intentions on doing anything at all for myself. And being around, as I would say, pushy people or like-minded people or people who just tell on you when they don't need to.
Oh my God.
Like yourself. I kept having these dreams and stuff kept popping in my head and I couldn't control it. And I shared that with you and I was like, I'm thinking that I might write a play.
And you had the name and everything.
I did. And the name of the play was I'm Still Wearing Your Name.
Yes.
And I really thought that that's what I wanted to do, but I am a terrible procrastinator. Mm-hmm. Or I can talk myself out of anything.
Yes, you can.
And so I knew I wanted to do it, but then I was like putting it off. And eventually I would have put it to bed. Until you came along, you and Miss Wanda Rogers, and told on me and said, oh yeah, and pull the book out to get me a date. So that kind of forced me into a corner and made me have to really perform. Yes. And get it out there. And it was phenomenal.
Yes, I love it.
You were one of my main actresses, did a phenomenal job. And it was 2 sold out shows. Mm-hmm. And I was really, really excited, but I thought that would be the end of it. Mm. And
I remember you was like, I ain't doing this no more. And now what's going on with you?
So after that, I wrote the book, which people normally do it the other way around. Uh-huh. They write the book first and then they do the play. Uh-huh. And the book wound up being a great seller, and it's entitled by the same name. And here a year later, I thought, let's do this again. So I've now completed I'm Still Wearing Your Name 9 months later. So the stage play is completely written. So once we get past this pandemic, we will be putting it out on stage. But this time I did it the other way around. Mm-hmm. I wrote the book first. Okay. And the book is now out and it's on Amazon right now. I'm having a virtual book signing on August 29th. Awesome. And as soon as we get out of this pandemic and we're in where we can have functions where we can be together again, the stage play will hit the stage. So I'm excited. Yes, you're one of my actresses again. I'm so glad.
And I love it because you have me playing a different character, and I'm trifling. I hardly ever get to play those roles like that, so I love it.
You'll be one of those characters that the women walk away not liking at the end.
I
know
love
you
it.
normally don't play those roles.
No, I do not. And I just love it because it's outside of my character and it gives me somewhere to go and somewhere to reach to. So my other question is, when people look at your plays or when they look at your book, what is it that you want them to come away with? What is it that you want them to learn about? Because it's about different relationships. What do you want them to come away with?
One of the main things I think that people need to understand is that when you allow, even though this is a work of fiction, it's a work of fiction, but it's built on levels of truth. Because you've seen someone or you've been that person with some of the things that are happening to my characters. You've either seen it, you've lived it, you in some form or fashion, you've lived some of it or seen some of it. And what we sometimes forget, it's okay to have friends and to share things with your friends. But you have to understand when you let people inside of your relationship, what the damage could be. And it can be phenomenal. It could be unrepairable. It can even lead to murder. So
that's true.
It's so many things that you see and some of the real life things that we see every day. And we say, how could they? And then they're thinking, how could they not? So the thing I want people to realize is that, especially in the second book, is that we have to live with the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. And you will pay a price. The question is how much.
That's true.
So I think that that's one thing that really focuses in my mind. And the biggest question I have people asking me, is this book about you? Is this book about you? And my response, they like, I don't even see you that way. I said, my book is a work of fiction. And that's when my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Right. So because you started this journey, and I think it's been probably about 3 years since you've been doing that. You do shows, you do neo soul shows, R&B shows. What do you have for people? Because again, like you said, you will talk yourself out of any and everything. And over the past couple of years, I've seen you pushing and you want more and you want more. So now I know that it's a passion of yours because once you get started, you can't stop. What advice do you have for people who wants to live in their passion or how to get started in their passion? What do you want to say to them?
Move. Okay. Just move forward. Because here's the thing. A lot of times your family may be supportive, but you've got to get it in your mind that no matter what anybody thinks, this is my dream.
Great advice.
It's not my sister's dream, not my brother's dream, not my husband's dream. It's my dream. And if I want to move forward with my dream, that's my responsibility. Doesn't mean you can't take help along the way, but you have to know what you want to do. And I'm learning to not talk myself out of things.
Good.
And I found that I know that one of my biggest weaknesses is that I am a master procrastinator. So one thing that has kind of had me like on overdrive, because I know that's what I am, I now set deadlines for myself.
Okay.
And make myself meet those deadlines. And that part of me, I learned via spa, because that's one of the biggest things that we don't do late.
No, we don't.
So one of the things I found just by being part of spa and learning some very valuable lessons from Dr. Michael V. Wilkins Sr., who's the CEO of the organization, founder and CEO, is that I can only want for you what you want for yourself.
Definitely.
If you don't want to push yourself or you don't want to do anything, I can't do anything. Definitely. I'm not going to waste your time and I'm not going to allow you to waste mine. So that's some of the premises and some of the things that I've learned, and I've kind of took those lessons to heart. and now start setting deadlines for myself and say, okay, by here, you need to be here. And you will get discouraged along the way. Thing I would say to anybody that's trying to do something, even if you get discouraged, pick yourself up, dust off, whew, and move again.
That is very true. And what I love that you said is that your dream has to be for your dream. And you and I have experience where people look at us like, oh my God, all you want to do is just do theater, and all you want to do is do this over here, and that's all you want to do. But when you're passionate about something, that's what you just want to do it all the time. Nobody can stop you. Nobody, hey, if that's your passion and your dream, you're going to keep on going. And as you said, your family, your friends, whoever around you, they may not understand. And a lot of times people don't understand is because they don't have dreams of their own. So they can't see your dream for you. And whatever your vision is, the creator and God gave that vision to you. So nobody else is going to see it anyway. So that is just so true what you said. Now, I know you mentioned about your book and your upcoming play. How can we get in contact with you if we want to get a catering event? Say, for instance, we want to drive-by catering. You come go to somebody's house and maybe for 50 or less for food, or we want to purchase your book. And how do we do this? How do we, like, say, for instance, your play isn't out yet, but where do we check in order to find out when it's coming out? Tell us that information.
I have a website, and it's Your Way Creations by J at .com.
Okay.
And I'll spell it for you, YOURWayCreationsByJ.com. And that's how you can get in touch with me. You can leave me a message on there. I'm also on Facebook. So I have a page on Facebook called Your Way Creations by Jay. So those are ways that you can get in touch with me. My business number is 773-383-8433. And I'm Jacqueline Grover. So you can get in touch with me via any of those methods. My book is also on Amazon, the first book and the sequel. They're on Amazon, and they're by Kindle. They're on there by Kindle and for paperback. Okay. So if you're interested in getting an autographed copy of the book and a bookmarker, which I send just as a thank you, you would have to order those through my website.
Okay.
The ones you order through Amazon, if you have Prime, they'll come to you. They're free to ship, and they'll come to you in a couple of days, but they won't be autographed because they are shipped directly from Amazon.
Okay.
The ones from my website are shipped from me.
All right. So with everything that you have going on, I know you have the book, you have the play. What about any of your other upcoming projects? Are you thinking about doing another music show? You've done neo soul show, you've done R&B shows that have been very successful. Anything else you're doing outside of, your books and play?
Yes. I am planning to I love producing, and I am definitely looking forward to doing some more music shows. I like to bring different talent to the stage. And sometimes one of the things that I like doing, as an example, is that my sisters, neither of them are what I would say would be people that you would think that would want to grace the stage. Mm-hmm. And I've been blessed that they've come along on my journey with me, and they've done a couple of the shows with me. Of course, you've been there. My husband is my sound man extraordinaire. Mm-hmm. And Jay, Charles Deloach, those are folks that have joined in on my shows. And then my god sister, Tamika. It's just, and I'm looking for all kind of talent. And I think that the more you open up and do different things, the better it will be. So I'm thinking about my next show. I really want to be like an 80s groove, so that some of the folks that like the old school rap, I know you like to rap, so we're going to get you a couple of songs in there where you can throw you a little rap in there, so, and when this play hits the stage, you got to come so you can see Tammy do her rap.
That is so true.
It's going
MC
to be
such
so
and such.
phenomenal.
Yes.
So that's kind of my thing where I want to head with this, because we did the neo soul and soul food, and we actually had soul food there, so it was really off the chain. Then we did neo soul and smooth R&B.
Yes.
Kind of to bring people in. With Spa, we do a lot of the old school shows and different things like that. And so we're just trying to open up because we want to expand the audience.
That's true.
So we're looking to open up and to do some different type of shows. I know that we're going to be doing a Soul Train show with Spa, all of us that participate and perform with Spa. So we're going to be doing this great Soul Train show. And so after the Soul Train, I thought the next logical step to take would be to go to this 80s groove. I think that's going to be really cool, dress in the 80s clothes and come out and see a show and have a party.
So would you ever think about maybe doing them virtual, since we're going into that virtual age maybe?
It's something I've thought about. I have not really dove into it to see what the parameters are, because right now I'm looking just really to be really conscious about things and make sure that I'm keeping myself safe, make sure I'm keeping people safe. True. Because you want everybody to be safe, and you don't want anybody to walk away and say, hey, I went to that event and I got sick.
Right.
So I'm just trying to be realistic about it. Okay. Am I overly excited to do stuff right now? I am. I mean, I'm like bursting out of my skin, ready to do stuff.
I know. So thank you for being on my show. And I always ask my guests this one last question. And the question is, when it's all said and done, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
When it's all said and done, the legacy that I want to leave behind is that I came, I lived, I enjoyed, and I conquered.
Awesome.
So that is my thing, because I want somebody to remember what I did. I want my son and my daughters, to be able to be proud of their mom, and be able to talk about the things that I've done, and maybe even be able to follow into some of those things if they are their dreams.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much again, my sister. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me. I so appreciate it. I'm so honored.
No problem. So again, thank you for listening to What Happens in This House Stays in This House, Strength Over Silence podcast. My name is Tammy Montgomery Dozier, your host. And if you need to contact me, you can contact me on my website at www.connectedbyloveconsulting.net. My phone number is 708-892-2278. 708-892-2278. And my email address is podcast@cblconsulting.net. podcast@cblconsulting.net. And thank you all for listening. And remember that we are all connected by love.